Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So this video is a short video in response to Ali Dawah in particular. He's released a Facebook article or comment where he said that I'm an extremist. And subhanAllah, like, it's a shame that we are focusing on Muslim and Muslim conflict, like certain people that are focusing only on the Muslim community. They're not focusing on, you know, the enemies of Allah. You know, those people who want to destroy Islam. They're given the green pass, they're given the green light to go and do what they want to do. But when it comes to a Muslim you have a disagreement with, subhanAllah, you want to defame me. You came to me in private and you said, look, everyone's talking about you, everyone assumes that you're going to do this, you're going to do that. So just go on camera and just tell people you're not going to kill innocent men, women and children. That's all you have to do. So that's the only reason why I came on camera, and that's why you find many times I'm not even responding to many of the things you're saying. And I was unprepared for this kind of confrontation. But if you want to bring evidences for what you're saying, and I bring my evidences, let's have this in a mutual environment, inshallah. So that's my call to you now. Let's have a dialogue. Let's not be kids and shout extremists, shout Khawarij. Let's be adults. You know, we're academics. You know, we are guys. We're not kids. This is kindergarten stuff, subhanAllah. Even some people said to me, don't even respond to this. You know, this is like kindergarten. But I think this is important for the haqq to be established. So, inshallah, there's many points he was raised, and that's what I want to do. Inshallah, if you accept this message, then alhamdulillah, we can have a discussion. If you don't reply within 3 days, I'm going to release videos, inshallah, to rebuttal what you have mentioned with your sheikh. And inshallah, that's the video, that's the content I want to say.
Do you think it's better that he responds to you and he's willing to sit down and talk to you?
I think it's better, Ali Dawah, that you respond to this, you know, because I don't want to do this video thing. I think it's better we do this face to face and we have a mutual understanding, you know, because I believe what I'm saying is from Islam. I believe what I call to is from Islam, and you know, I believe what you're calling to is from Batil. So if we have this you believe the same thing, so I believe that we should, you know, have a discussion publicly or privately, but I believe publicly so people can see, you know, who's saying the truth, and inshallah that's what I'm calling to, inshallah.
If you bring new evidence, are you willing to change your views?
You know, subhanAllah, you know, when I brought the evidence of spying on a Muslim for the sake of the disbeliever, this is not an opinion. This is what Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah believe, subhanAllah. So if there is a hidden evidence out there that says otherwise, then of course I would accept it from Ali Dawah. I accept it from his sheikh. But when it comes to like bringing me evidence from, you know, some under a rock, like, you know, this is not evidence, subhanAllah. You know, ijma overrules any evidence you want to bring. You know, consensus of opinion overrides anything. So, you know, this is established fact, subhanAllah. And the fact that you have the courage to even say that it's allowed to spy on the Muslims is dangerous, subhanAllah. So, and it's kufr akbar, you know, it takes you outside the fold of Islam.
How did you feel when Ali Dawah and his sheikh were speaking to you and you were by yourself? Yeah,
obviously when I was put on the spot, I felt intimidated, you know, and anyone would. If I came with 30 man and I put it on Ali Dawah, then obviously he'll feel intimidated as well. So this is a normal, you know, reaction, subhanAllah. And obviously I did feel intimidated. I did feel I was outnumbered. So that's why I want this to happen in a mutual setting, you know. You bring 2 or 3 people with you, I bring 2 or 3 people with me, you bring the cameraman, I bring my cameraman, and let's talk about these issues that you have and the issues that you have raised. You know, on content over everything, I do mention that if you go into Islam QA and ask and just type in Islam QA, is spying on the Muslim permissible? Is spying on the Muslim permissible? And it won't bring up spying in particular, but it'll bring up a topic called namima, which is when you ask, basically namima in the fatwa, if you go onto Google, inshallah we'll leave a link in the description, is when you go up to a Muslim and you ask him incriminating questions in order to get him arrested or whatever. That's what namima is, or to spread rumors about someone else, the talebearer. And subhanAllah, you know, after we filmed, Ali Dawah actually came up to me and said, look, I think you got it wrong. Spying is not when you see someone who's about to do something and you report them. Spying is when you go up to a Muslim and you start asking them questions to get them, to say things, to get information out of them. I said to Ali Dawah, subhanAllah, this is what you're doing to me. Subhanallah, this is exactly what you're doing to me. And he said, this is different. It's exact words. This is a different scenario. So, subhanallah. So that obviously the agenda was there. The agenda there was to do namima on me. There's no evidence from Quran and Sunnah that you're allowed to do this to a Muslim. Ali Dawah goes about defending Islam. Find me one evidence where you're allowed to go up to a Muslim to ask him incriminating information, to ask him all these questions. Subhanallah. There's no evidence whatsoever.
Why do you think Ali Dawah calls you extremist?
Ali Dawah calls me extremist because he's already set up himself a platform, which is, to be honest, it's moderate Islam. Islam is peace, etc. And he sees me as a threat, really. He sees me as somebody who's not buying into that narrative.
You and Ali Dawah sit together with your notes and discussing these allegations against you.
I think there's very beneficial if we sit down in an orderly fashion and we talk about the notes that we have, we talk about Islam, we talk about the hujjah, the evidences that we have. So I think this is very beneficial, rather than, subhanAllah, like, what Ali Dawah needs to realize is that this word extremist or extremism is not in Islam. We don't have this in Islam. We don't have the extremist Muslim, the moderate Muslim, etc. We have Islam, what a Muslim. And we have extremism in regards to Aqidah, which is the extremism of the Khawarij, which is the people that make takfir in all the Muslims and for their sins that they do. And we have the extremism of the Murji'ah, the moderate Muslims who, they say that you're a Muslim and we can't make takfir on you even if you do kufr akbar, even if you spy on the Muslims, even if you, do all these types of things that take you outside the fold of Islam, we can't make takfir on you. So how I like the discussion to go is organised fashion. So we have maybe 2 people from each side, and we have a moderator, someone moderating the discussion. And we have 5 minutes, you can have 5 minutes each to put our point across. No one's interrupting each other, there's respectful discussion. And it's clear Quran and Sunnah, clear established ijma'. I don't want opinions. And the Muslims are not in need of opinions. One important thing that Sheikh Muhammad said was that Islam is not in need of Abdul Hakym's assumptions. SubhanAllah. This is a very beautiful quote, SubhanAllah, because Islam is not in need of assumptions. Islam is not in need of people's opinions. Rather, Islam has established aqaid in Islam. We have established rulings in Islam, which is called ijma', which is based on the Quran and Sunnah and the ijma' of the Sahaba, the consensus. So that's what we need to go by in the discussion, and inshallah I believe that it can be fruitful, inshallah. The way that was even set up was wrong, completely wrong, and that's why I even advise you not to upload the video. But alhamdulillah, you're going ahead with the video, that's all done and dusted. I know you want your views, but that's why I'm doing this publicly. I don't even want to do this publicly, subhanAllah, but I'm only doing this for the benefit of the people. Because there's many people that are commenting and saying, this is wrong what you're doing, subhanAllah. So people need to hear my side of the story. People need to hear, where I'm coming from. And that's the only reason why I'm doing this, inshallah.
You don't think it's only right that Ali Dawah gives evidence for the accusations against you?
Yeah, exactly. So how it comes across, Ali Dawah is saying, maybe I'm an extremist, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm this. So what Ali Dawah needs to do, for the benefit of the people, for the benefit of society, is to prove without any shadow of a doubt that I am an extremist. And before he does that, he needs to define what an extremist is, what extremism is. Like a textbook definition. We have a textbook definition of Tawheed. We have a textbook definition of what the Quran constitutes. But we need a textbook definition of extremism. That's really what you're doing. So that's why I'm releasing this video, because you need to understand the consequences of what you're saying. It's similar to, when you're married to a woman in Islam. If you say talaq to her, khalas, you're divorced from her. Khalas. There's no going back. So when you open your mouth and say things, subhanAllah, that's why if you look in every Jummah, what does the Imam say? Oh, you who believe, ittaqullah, fear Allah, wa qulu qawlan sadida. And when you speak straight to the point. Don't just speak so people like you. Don't just speak because it make you feel nice. Speak because it's the truth, even if it's against your own self. SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah, if I'm disgraced and Islam is victorious, I don't mind, alhamdulillah. I'm happy, SubhanAllah. When I'm preaching now is Islam. If it's not Islam, please bring dalil. Whatever I've said now that is not from Islam, please bring dalil. Don't just shout extremism. Don't just bark like a dog. You know, like Shamsi did, subhanAllah. Like, you know, bring evidences. Bring evidences from Quran and Sunnah. That's all I'm asking for. And wallahi, 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 if you bring me dalil, Ali Dawah, that I'm upon batil, if that I'm on falsehood and that I'm extremist, I'll kiss your feet, Ali Dawah. I'll kiss your feet in public. SubhanAllah. Why? Because you brought me dalil. Alhamdulillah, and you brought me to the haqq. But if you cannot bring me dalil, then leave my name out of your tongue. That's all I'm saying. Leave my honor alone. Because I'm just simply a caller to Islam. I don't call to any group, I call to Islam.